Hi everyone, today's recipe is a honey sesame baked chicken. No, it's a stir fry. Anyways, I start by taking some starch and coating it with the chicken. This helps make it crispy without having to deep fry it. Then I shallow fry it with some avocado oil until it's nice and browned. Then I add the garlic to help get it fragrant without burning it. Next I add honey, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and sesame oil for the marinade. Let that simmer for about 7 to 8 minutes. Once the chicken is cooked, I add in my veggies and let that cook for another 2 minutes. Then I add salt, pepper, and garlic powder and cook for another 1 minute. Also, all detailed measurements are on my Instagram. I garnish with sesame seeds and serve with jasmine rice. Okay, I wasn't sure about this marinade, but after testing it out, I can confirm it's delicious. I started by taking some Korean gochujang red pepper paste and adding that to my chicken breast. Exact measurements are always on my Instagram at Nutrient Matters. I'm adding some honey, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and some rice vinegar. Then I massage that into my chicken really well and add some more garlic powder. To cook the chicken, make sure your pan is hot, add your oil, then make sure your oil is hot, then add your chicken. Immediately cover with a lid and cook for 2 minutes to get a crust. Flip it over and cook for another 2 minutes to get a nice crust, then cover and cook on low for 10 minutes. Make sure you don't peek so that the hot steam cooks the chicken thoroughly. Let your chicken rest for about 10 minutes and then slice it. This just makes sure that the juices are preserved so you get juicy chicken breast every time. I prep my sweet potato by stabbing it violently a couple times until I get holes all over, and then I bake it for 45 minutes, turning it every 15 minutes, and you'll get perfectly caramelized sweet potato every time. I served this with steamed broccoli and it was delicious. This meal also stores really well in the fridge for meal prep. A buffalo chicken wrap was my favorite thing to order when I was in uni, so here's how I make it at home using baked instead of fried chicken. I season my chicken with everything that you see on the screen. I use this specific buffalo sauce, mix it all in, and for the coating, I like to use arrowroot starch, 3 eggs whisked together, and some panko breadcrumbs seasoned with everything that you see on the screen. Adding avocado oil to the panko also helps them get really crispy in the oven. For the coating, I start by dipping it into the starch, then into the egg mixture, and then into the panko breadcrumbs. Toss over some panko and then firmly press it in. Place your tenders onto a baking tray lined with parchment paper and bake them for about 20 minutes, flipping halfway through. Once they turn a golden brown, they're ready. For the wrap, add a generous amount of this buffalo sauce to your chicken tenders and coat them evenly. Add your chicken tenders to a whole wheat wrap, lettuce, tomato, avocado, and spicy mayonnaise. Wrap up your tortilla and throw it in the grill for a crispy exterior, and enjoy. Okay, so today was another day of using up what's left in my fridge, so I made a crispy eggplant and a spicy chicken stir fry. So here I'm just making the batter for the eggplant, which is a mixture of starch, flour, and some other ingredients that I'll have listed on the screen. Mix it all thoroughly until your batter is ready. Add a generous amount of oil to a hot pan, dunk your eggplant on both sides and drop it into the oil. Let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. For the chicken stir fry, I'm going to start out by making my sauce with some honey, soy sauce, rice vinegar, chili sauce, garlic, and some arrowroot starch mixture to thicken the sauce. Next, I add the chicken breast, some soy sauce, garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and let that cook thoroughly. This is me snacking on the eggplant that I made earlier. Next, I'm adding in my vegetables, adding in the sauce that we made earlier, and I added a little bit of sesame oil. Bring to a boil, cover, and let it cook for about 8 minutes. Garnish with some sesame seeds and green onions if you like. I like to eat my eggplant by dipping it into the sauce. It's crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Super delicious. Enjoy! This is my favorite way to make a tastier and healthier version of a chicken piccata. So to make my breadcrumbs, I toast some bread, tear it up, and throw it through the blender. Set that aside, and to prep the chicken breast, you're just going to cut it sideways in half like this. To season my chicken, I'm just going to lay out some saran wrap on the counter and season my chicken. Set that aside, let's work on the coating. We need flour, egg, and some breadcrumbs. I'm seasoning with the spices you see on the screen. Start by coating it in some flour, then into the egg, and then into the breadcrumbs. Toss them on and press them in. Add hot oil to a pan and add in your chicken, cooking for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. For the sauce, you need olive oil, butter, garlic, and half a bouillon, a bay leaf, capers, parsley, and some water. Add the juice of a whole lemon and the lemons. Let it cook for about 8 minutes. Remove the stuff you don't want and mash up the garlic cloves. Add a ladleful of pasta water and the sauce is ready. I also spiralized some zucchini with this fail tool and added it to the pasta. I'm not really cooking it, just heating it up. Now for plating, add your pasta, your chicken cutlets, and pour the sauce over top. This is such a delicious and satisfying dinner. Enjoy! I think a lot of us struggle with not wasting food, so I wanted to challenge myself to use only leftovers to make this meal. First, I added in all my leftover veggies. I took the breading off this breaded chicken and added it in. I added some spices and then added some of this butter chicken sauce. That sauce is not nearly as spicy as I want it and lacking in flavor, so I had to add some more cayenne pepper, but I let that cook for 8 minutes and it was super delicious. I think it could have been even better if I used my own butter chicken sauce from scratch, but for a 10-minute meal, this was amazing. Okay, this is how you make the best foolproof chicken wings. So prep your chicken wing by separating the drumstick from the wing, remove the tail, lay them flat and make sure they're thoroughly dried. Go ahead and dry them multiple times, they have to be super dry. Season with the spices on the screen, adding cornstarch and baking powder, oil, and mix that in thoroughly. Baking powder and starch are going to make these super crispy. Lay your wings on a hot oiled baking tray. Bake for a total of 50 minutes, flipping halfway through. Once they're done, they should sound like this. For the sauce, combine sriracha, honey, sesame seeds, and white vinegar. Mix thoroughly and add to a hot pan. Bring to a boil and let it simmer on low for 4 minutes, then drizzle it onto your hot chicken wings. Garnish with green onion and sesame if you like, and they're ready to eat. These chicken wings were better than any chicken wings I've ever ordered from a shop. And they weren't even that hard to make. Enjoy! Some nights I don't feel like going all out and making a recipe from scratch, so here's a basic jerk chicken inspired recipe. I marinated my chicken thighs with everything that you see on the screen, including this jerk chicken marinade. Let that marinate for a few hours. I'm going to sear the chicken on both sides just to get some color going before I put it in the oven, and let that bake for about an hour. I'm making the rice by starting out with a yellow onion, bouillon, squash, basmati rice, black beans, and some water. Bring to a boil, cover, and reduce to low for 15 minutes. Garnish with some green onions, plate, and make sure that you pour some of that chicken juice on top. And that's my dinner. Enjoy!